We are at the end of day 4 in Nieuwpoort at the Half-Ton Classics Cup 2018. We've had the long inshore race today, which was at 32 miles, I think, of interesting racing, very, very close racing. And with me, I've got the team from Farther Bruin, who have had an astonishing day today. First of all, guys, perhaps you'd like to introduce yourselves.
Exactly. Well, I'm Jan-Jakob Muyls. Together with Sammy and Robert, we bought the boat 2 years ago, and we're very happy to be here today. Also joined by a former team of another half-tonner that decided to jump in and give us a hand, called Wacht hier. Yeah.
Fantastic. So where are you from?
We're all Belgians. We're a bit spread out in the country. I'm from around Brussels. Some is from Antwerp. We've got someone from Leuven, which is east of Brussels, and then you guys are more from Ghent.
Yeah, we are living in Ghent right now.
Fantastic. So home waters effectively for you. Today a difficult race in many ways. A lot of complicated tide. The breeze was building. Tell us a bit about how you got on.
Well, we're first of all, we're very happy that there's more wind, because we've had a very difficult first few days with little wind. I don't know if you can see the boat behind us, but if you look at the skyline and you see the shortest masts, that's our boat. We get a lot of criticism about having such a small mast, which has given us a lot of issues during these first few days. There was little wind, so we're very happy that there's more wind today. But maybe you can say something about the race itself.
Yeah, we are both doing the tactician on board. He is looking at the navigation stuff, and I'm more looking at the wind and to the other boats. And yeah, we looked at the other boats, also to the tides, and I think we most went to the clouds, because we expected more wind over there, and that's what we used. And I think we had a surprising result, because we didn't expect that.
So where did you finish in the race?
Just behind the other IOR,
the original IOR boats.
Yeah, boats. So just behind Fantasy, behind Spip, A+.
But on corrected time?
Yeah, I think it was just a minute behind those guys, yeah. And then we knew that we were okay in corrected time with regards to those boats. Yeah. But then of course the faster boats are also harder, more penalized. So
yeah. But you were actually fourth in the race overall.
It was fourth in the race. Yeah. Although we had some accidents actually during the race, and we also had a very frightening encounter with a big excursion boat filled with tourists, which decided to. It was the downwind buoy right in front of Austin. We had the spinnaker up. It was blowing 20 knots, and there was this big boat that decided to come and sail next to us just to take pictures or something. And then it saw the buoy in front of it, and it decided to go right of the buoy, which was the buoy that we needed to turn.
Oh my goodness!
So and then they blocked us. We needed to drop the spinnaker, and we were blocked basically. And we were just, all of us were yelling, and all of them were like pictures saying, "Wow, this is a great tour!" But, so yeah.
So for you, what was the toughest part of the race, do you think, apart from avoiding the tourist boats?
I think we had great downwind speed compared to the other boats.
Yeah, and also when we went upwind
was tough.
Yeah, because we covered the other boats and we stayed close with them. So most difficult one was between an upwind mark and the other one, because they're
yeah, you had a sort of very much a kind of like a port tack and then onto a starboard tack, didn't you? From what was that, D?
Yeah, because a lot of boats made their I think wrong decision, and there we gained a lot, because they're A+. Some other boats who took the left side, and we stayed more to the right side.
The right was the decision.
Yeah, it's been these last days. You've seen it's been very much strategic. The strategic decisions that made a lot of the outcome of the results. The guys that chose to go to the coast or that chose to go in sea, and we were not always. It was often difficult when we thought, oh, the wind is going to come out at sea, and we were there, and then we saw the other boats go fast, and especially because it was such a low wind, we were a bit frustrated those first days. But today makes all of that worthwhile.
Perfect. Well, that's great. So tell us a bit about the boat. You've had it for a couple of years. tell us about her history. We guessed from her name, Farther Bruin, that she's a far boat, but tell us a bit more.
We bought her 2 years ago from a nice English fellow named Doug Clark. He'll certainly be following this race because he himself greatly loved the boat and appreciated it. And we had a lot of work on her. I think the most important thing to say is that we made an effort to keep everything original. So we made an effort to restore the keel, even though it's a really old-fashioned keel. We bought a new mast, and then instead of making it bigger like most boats, we actually kept it the original dimensions. So we checked back the original dimensions. And then last year we did a big restoration also. We flipped her over, made her clean, the hull. And I was in touch with the original builder of the boat. I found him. I think he's a 70 or 80-year-old guy who consulted us on what the original boat was like when it was built and how we needed to restore it, basically, just to return her to her original condition. So now she should be perfectly like she was launched, actually. Well, except for the deck, the winches, and all that stuff is new. But basically, all the rest of the boat is unchanged. The dimensions are unchanged of the mast. So I think that's what we did. I mean, I was thinking the boat's going to be, Bruce Farr is a great designer, and the boat might be its best if I just respect what he designed it for to me, which is probably a heavy wind boat.
Yeah, possibly. Who was the builder? Where was she built?
It's a Bruce Farr number 54 design, which is built in 1977, which is actually I think it's about the same year as the Swazzle Bubble that came out. The Swazzle Bubble is a similar design, although it's the next model. It was built the same year, but the Swazzle Bubble was a centerboard. So this was actually the boat. They were still building it with a fixed keel when Swazzle Bubble came out, and everyone was like, damn it, because the centerboards did great that year, as Wave Rider is doing great here. So it was built with a fixed keel in '77, and it was built in England. It's a wooden boat, so it's a completely wooden boat. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, wonderful. I mean, guys, thank you so much for talking to us today. You've had a great day. It's been wonderful to watch the racing. I mean, tough stuff, and thank goodness the tourist boat didn't get you. And good luck for tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.